Hey guys, welcome to Boxing Squared for boxing news and views from around the internet. The return of Richard Torrez, the Olympic silver medalist, and also Stephan Shaw, both getting first round stoppages on the Barboza Zarilla top rank card. So really not too much to go through. A little bit of controversy maybe with the Torres stoppage, and Shaw, what next for him? Because this was scheduled as an 8-rounder. He blitzes the guy. Surely time for a step up, now 17-0. So, starting with Richard Torrez first, remembering from his first fight, he got that nasty cut. It ended up being quite a fun sort of fight. I think a lot of people were like, okay, Richard Torrez is going to be a lot of fun. For this one here versus Roberto Zavala, he came out working the jab. He was too quick for his opponent, who, you saw the shape of him, you knew that this was not going to be competitive. It was more of a typical sort of journeyman prospect level fight. Richard Torrez bouncing back Zavala's head with his jab and also left hand. So there was a nice 3-punch combination, and then followed up about 20 seconds later just by a flurry of jabs and left hands, rocking Zavala's head back. And he didn't necessarily, from what I could see, even though the motion of his head jerking back kind of looked dramatic, he didn't look hurt. You didn't really see him sort of buckled like he was about to go down, but the referee jumps in, waves it off. So I think it was premature, but I think the one thing we can say about Roberto Zavala is he didn't have any defense. Richard Torrez basically landing at will, rocking his head back, and getting the stoppage win here partway through round 1. So really not too much to report on Torrez in terms of his condition. He looked good, sort of on weight. He's a slightly smaller heavyweight in terms of he's about 225 pounds, but given he's not a very tall heavyweight, I think that's probably going to be about the right sort of weight for him. In terms of the speed, the jab looked good. You know, he was finding the target. Yeah, it was what it was. On to the next one. He's now 2-0. Stephan Shaw. This was another first-round stoppage. 3 knockdowns in the round. The first one, he was connecting, and eventually there was a left uppercut that lands as part of the sequence. It goes down, follows up again, flurry of punches, down again. And the third knockdown, which is where the fight ended, a vicious left hook comes into the body. And so this was against Bernado Maquez. And the Shaw follows up with a right hand. Down goes Bernado Maquez, and it was all she wrote. So another first round stoppage, 3 knockdowns. Shaw looked pretty good. I mean, we have to always keep some of these things in check with some of the opponents. That was a journeyman level opponent. Stephan Shaw should have been doing this. He did do it, and he looked good in the process. The hand speed was good. I mean, they were talking about on the broadcast, this was Andre Ward, that it was a statement. Now, I'm not really so sure. I mean, think about it like this. So you've got Stephan Shaw, who's a 9-year pro. This was his 17th fight, and it was scheduled to be an 8-rounder, and he gets a first-round stoppage, and this was a journeyman-level opponent. There's something wrong with this equation in terms of where Shaw is at. He has had some issues over the years getting fights, and a couple of opportunities have fallen through, but now he's got a co-promotional deal. He's promoted by Ludabella and also now working with Top Rank. Hopefully we'll see a step up next, because, I mean, Shaw's been here, done that with these sorts of opponents years ago. I think before he joined Top Rank, some of his opposition was far better than this. It is what it is. He looked good. Maybe there's a question once he climbs up the levels. Does he have enough power? Is the skill set going to match up well with others? And these are all question marks that we have, but we need to see him in better fights, more competitive fights, step up fights, because how can he ever get to the sort of upper echelons of the heavyweight division if he's not even going through some of the requisite building steps? So it's up to Top Rank and obviously DeBella Entertainment, and maybe more primarily Top Rank these days because he's fighting on ESPN. Get him someone that we actually know who they are, we know where their level is, and that we can establish where Shaw really sits, because I'm not sure we really know. I think maybe at this point, based on what we've seen, just outside of the top 30. And I know when people sort of go, oh, well, there can't be 30 guys better than, but start going down actually the list of names, and you get to 30 pretty quickly. Just go to BoxRec and go to 50 and go, actually, between about 20 and 50. A lot of guys you can sort of interchange. But Shaw does have some talent. He's a very solid fighter, generally straight up and down, no special effects. He was aggressive in this one. He did what he had to do, got him out of there, and it was impressive what he did. But was it a statement? I'm not so sure because of the level of the opposition. I guess maybe this was some sort of showcase fight, but they need to hit the go button. I mean, the best years of his prime are starting to just ebb away here with really not much doing. And I'm sure he wants to test himself, be put in a big fight, provide for his family, try to get some of those bigger paydays that come at the upper end of the division. These sort of paydays against journeymen, I can't imagine that this is going... I mean, they were saying he's basically a part-time fighter, can't afford to train or pay for his trainer full-time. So that shows you that he needs to go up a gear. And that's up to his promoters and the broadcasters to get him dates and fights and respectable tests to pit himself in against. So we'll see what happens with Shaw. But a couple of first-round knockouts, so didn't really see too much of these guys. Did what they had to do. Richard Torrez advances to 2-0, Shaw 17-0. If you caught it, what'd you make of it? If you didn't, what do you think of these situations? What do you make of Torres? I mean, I'm still need to see a lot more. I kind of think he's going to be fun, his style, at least based on that first fight we saw. Maybe he's going to be here for a good time, not a long time. And Shaw, I mean, question marks abound. Drop a comment, loud and often. Hit like, hit subscribe. Follow me on Twitter, boxing_squared. I'm out.